Well, hello, welcome. It's story time with William, and I'm going to tell you the story about my day. And it's been a rather frustrating and slightly difficult day. So, yeah, here are the misfortunes of a wolf and why I'm making content rather than doing other things tonight. Yeah, so those of you know, I live in Australia. I live near Brisbane in Queensland in northeastern Australia, and in the middle of summer, in spring and summer here, we get some storms. We get some weather events. And yesterday we got a beauty. We got a huge storm came through yesterday afternoon about 4 o'clock. There's hundreds of trees down. There were some cars turned over, houses losing roofs, things like this. It actually sounds like some people think that actually might have been a tornado went through part of the island. But anyway, we were actually relatively lucky. We've got one large tree which looks like it's going to have to be cut down because it hasn't completely fallen down. But in terms of structural damage to the house and personal damage to the people and cars, no problems. We're all lucky. We're very lucky. But what did happen about 4:30 with the storm was coming through is the power went out. And the power was out for us for 13 hours. Came back on at 5:30 this morning. So that was a bit inconvenient. 13 hours with no power. We're actually luckier than most of the rest of the island we live on because nobody else has got power back yet. Here we are just talking now, it's a few hours later and yet the power is still off. Anyway, the thing that went down as well as the power was the internet. The internet went down when the storm hit, and this morning when the power came back on, the internet did not come back on. To be honest, the internet came back on for about an hour this afternoon and then went off again, and it's still off. So I can't really do much at the moment. I can't browse the internet, I can't upload things, respond to comments or anything like that. So I'm a bit stuck. And the phone also went off today. So this morning I got out of bed, the usual time. The power was on, so I had a nice warm shower, which was good. It's good for a wolf to have a warm shower. And then I drove to work. No one told me not to. When I got to work, there were a handful of people there, the practice manager, the nurse, 2IC and me, and no power. Across the road, believe it or not, there was power on, but the clinic we were working at, no power. So, hung around for an hour or so, made a few jokes, did a bit of admin. The internet was on though, got managed to download my emails and stuff like that, so that was useful. But anyway, ended up after about an hour, I said, oh, stuff it, I'm going to go home. I'll work on Thursday instead. And yeah, so I drove for about an hour and a half just to have breakfast with the receptionist. And then, yeah, wasted the rest of the day. Tonight there's a Riverside Furs meet on, and I've decided I'm not going to go for two reasons. A, the road is still a bit stuffed, so it's going to take me at least an hour and a half to get there, at least an hour and a half to get back. And secondly, the weather is looking dubious once again. As I say, we might start hailing taxis again at any moment. So I wouldn't like to drive for 3 hours and then basically find we're going to yet another sort of washout. So rather than feeling sorry for myself, I thought I'd come and grab a drink, a cold drink, and sit here and do some content creation. It's not very exciting, I suppose, to listen to William having a bad day and not being able to do his usual stuff. But it is what it is, guys. This is the price you pay for living in Brisbane. At least we've got power. At least I've got enough light to be able to see and cook some dinner this evening. So, yeah, we're going to eat steak. Ah, sounds good to me, steak for dinner. Steak's good for a wolf. So, yeah, watch this space. Hopefully when the internet comes back in the next day or so, I'll upload this just for fun. But yeah, you have a good night, guys. Stay safe, stay wolfy, and I'll see you on the next one, whenever that is. Bye.